Well, the US dollar as we know it is about to change forever. In a recent video, I unpacked all of the ways the US dollar is losing its strength and its dominance as the world's principal reserve currency. If you haven't seen that video, check it out in this card right up here. I think it's up there. Go watch that video. But right now, I want you to watch this, because what I didn't quite go into in that video is how all of this is brewing and culminating, making way for the introduction of a central bank digital currency. So today we're going to talk about the future of digital currency, why it poses a significant threat to the United States dollar. Now, a CBDC, central bank digital currency, is being promoted as an alternative to replace the American monetary system, which has been in place since the 1700s. Now, proponents of a digital currency would argue that the advantage would include streamlined payment systems, more secure payments. But there's a lot more that goes into it than just that. In reality, the use of CBDCs would pose substantive risks to the American people who are used to traditional currency systems that offer privacy and independence. Cash, right? So you're basically going to remove cash. You're going to remove the anonymity that comes with basic private financial transactions. I want to pay the babysitter. I want to pay the gardener. Why is the government telling me what I can and cannot do with my money? But it's happening. Moving away from the US dollar could lay the groundwork for what could arguably be the most significant intrusion upon financial privacy for citizens of the United States and other countries that have already been implementing them. Of course, we're seeing this all across Europe right now. You will be considered part of the gray market, aka the terrorists market, if you are caught using more than 1,000 euros in cash. We've heard that from Christine Lagarde, of course, head of the European Central Bank. She has said that. And she knows, and this is now part of the law in the European Union, that you cannot settle transactions in cash for larger than those sums. And they really want to get it down to about 500 or even 300 euros. 300 euros? Are you kidding me? I mean, think about buying a used car or just paying a gardener or whatever. You can't do that now. You can't use that amount of cash or you're considered a terrorist. Those are her words, by the way, not mine. Now, the implications of a digital dollar are not only going to jeopardize your privacy, but they're also going to open a Pandora's box of governmental control, where the central bank can oversee, control, or restrict your transactions. And all of it begins with an orchestrated collapse of the US dollar, which of course has been in steady decline for decades. We know that. So the government spending sprees, mounting national debt, funding multiple wars. I think we're in like 9 wars right now, proxy wars, among other things. It's all led to a national debt of over $34 trillion. The United States is also set to lose its reserve currency status due to all of this spending. Again, I covered this in another video, so be sure to check that out next. I hope you do, because I really deep dive that conundrum for the United States. But think about it. Why would they allocate billions of dollars that they don't have to fund a losing war in Ukraine? Ukraine is never going to beat Russia. So why are they pouring all of this money there? They know it's impossible. They're going to risk devaluing the US dollar, which they're doing, and they're losing the dollar's dominance internationally. Why would they do that, you might want to ask? Well, the dominance is what gives Washington its economic and political power, not just in the US, but within other countries as well. So if they can drive the US dollar, the traditional US dollar, into the toilet, can they create a central bank digital currency to replace it? Yes. This other one collapsed. America's in trouble. Here comes your Federal Reserve riding in on a white horse with a digital currency that you don't need cash at all. All you need is the app, the FedNow app. Download it right now. And as a bonus, we're going to give you $2,000 a month right inside your FedNow wallet. Digital, forget cash. This is how they will control all of us. So the path they're on right now is going to ensure that the U.S. power will dissolve. So they might have a good reason for driving this dollar into the ground. Perhaps it is I know this sounds crazy, right? It does sound like conspiratorial, but perhaps it is a way to pave the way for an alternative financial system that would gain authority and influence over the American people in a way that has never been seen before in the United States history. I know it might sound far-fetched, but listen to this. If given the ability to monitor or freeze digital money, the government could easily influence and even punish with the simple push of a button. For instance, if a government shoots for a net zero carbon emissions goal and feels that you're going over your carbon footprint with certain purchases, they could program some limits into your spending, right? This could be done under the guise of safeguarding the environment. They're telling us this openly. The World Economic Forum, the Fed are all telling us this, that the environment is part of this. And so too is the Biden administration. By having digital currency, we can improve the environment. Well, why? Because paper money is so detrimental to the environment? No. It's not that at all. In fact, it's the carbon footprint that they'll be able to control, which will give them the environmental upper hand they think, which is a total canard. The tracking technology, though, is already here. It's been here. In 2019, MasterCard, along with Doconomy, launched a carbon footprint calculator that paired with a credit card that allows you to voluntarily turn off charging capabilities if you go over your carbon footprint limit. So CBDCs could also be programmed to block specific purchases, just like an EBT credit card allows shoppers to buy food items. So guys, if you want your purchases monitored, restricted, or limited, a CBDC would be just right for you. It'd be perfect, actually. If you're a sheep, if you're like a Biden sheep out there, this would be perfect for you. We already are seeing this unfold. There's a new form of digital money in the works right now in the United Kingdom, dubbed the Britcoin. Could be introduced in the years to come. In its initial phase, people will be blocked from hoarding the new digital pounds issued by the Bank of England and will only be allowed to transfer a few thousand digital pounds into their accounts. If we make the switch to a central bank digital currency, what if the system feels like someone has too much money for one person? Like you've done well for yourself as an entrepreneur, but that person has too much money. Will they simply transfer wealthy citizens' money right out of their accounts, spread it around to those people in need? Are you starting to see the big picture now on how dangerous replacing our current monetary system is with controlled government CBDCs? We'll get back to the video in a second, but look, your money is not safe. You can see all the time that stocks can crash, bonds lose value. Anything that you can't physically put your hands on increases your risk right now. Hey everyone, I'm Clayton Morris, longtime real estate investor and founder of Morris Invest. And my favorite tangible asset is real estate. It consistently outperforms other asset classes. And I believe it's the number one way to build and protect your wealth. Now, while there are several ways you can invest in real estate, most of which I've tried myself, the build to rent model offers the most benefits. More specifically, single family buy and hold rentals. Here's why. Much lower risk than trying to flip a house. You have more control and higher returns than REITs. If you're investing in the stock market, it's way less work than wholesaling properties if you're into wholesaling. Many fewer repairs and headaches than trying to rehab a property. My company, Morris Invest, along with the help from our partner at Sedera Wealth, helps you invest in build-to-rent properties as easily as investing in stocks. That's because we buy and build in bulk, and then we pass on our savings to you. And when you purchase a property through us, you get discounted pricing on properties at or below market value. Seller incentives like mortgage buy-down rates and credits right now usually lowers your rate by about 1%. And we know with higher interest rates right now, you definitely want that, right? And you get free ongoing customer service for the life of your investment. Get personal phone numbers and email addresses of our team. And build-to-rent properties are in prime growth markets. We're talking 18% internal rate of return. 18%. Amazing tax benefits. And you get a free cost segregation report, helping find strategies that increase tax write-offs. You get principal reduction as your tenant pays down your mortgage. And you get steadily growing appreciation and equity gains. Plus, positive cash flow. We won't sell you a property if the math doesn't add up. If you want to know more, just click the link in the description box and it'll take you to our website where you can book a free call with our team. There's zero pressure, no obligation. Look, I understand we won't be a good fit for everybody, and that's totally okay. Some of you might want to be DIY, you want to do it yourself. That's great. Either way, you're going to walk away from our phone call with some valuable new insights and an idea of what questions you might want to ask and some actionable steps that you can take to move forward in your financial journey. You can always find an excuse to not invest, but the sooner that you start a smart investment like build-to-rent real estate in a strong market, the sooner you'll be enjoying pure cash flow. So click the link below and I hope to see you on our schedule. Some people are saying, no, digital currency won't replace cash. But last week at the World Economic Forum in Saudi Arabia, they did say that. They want to go 100% all digital. They're saying it publicly. They want to get rid of cash 100%. JP Morgan, Jamie Dimon of JP Morgan wants to get rid of cash 100%. The head of Bank of America wants to get rid of cash 100%. They say it's a huge burden on their banking institutions to have to worry about cash. If they can go all digital, they would save tens of billions of dollars. So it's going to happen, folks. You can say goodbye to cash. Look, guys, if you're not well versed in this topic, I know it can sound crazy, kind of conspiratorial, but when you start researching it and you realize it's already happening, that should open your eyes. 11 countries have already implemented a CBDC option as of October 2023. 130 countries were exploring digital currency. The digital euro is proposed to have another major restrictions. And it's safe to say we can expect the US dollar to do the very same. Again, at the World Economic Forum, their meeting in Saudi Arabia just a few weeks ago, one of their big things that they talked about was how COVID was so good for moving towards a digital currency. You know, that pandemic was great for us. It was great for digital adoption. So when are we going to see the next big pandemic? When are we going to see the next big lockdown? When are we going to see the next big emergency that they will use to roll this out? Could it be the total collapse of the US dollar? Could it be something else? I don't know. We'll find out. But next up, you've got to see this next video on the national debt crisis. And we'll see you in the next video, everyone.